Minecraft beginners. Maybe you're wondering how to survive first night or simply how to play Minecraft. Don't worry, I have got you covered. In this video, I'll share 10 survival tips every beginner needs to know. These tips are based on real experience, tested with the latest updates, and they'll save you from the dumb mistakes I did when I started. So grab your tools because you're about to become Minecraft survival expert. The first day in Minecraft is the most important and honestly, the most dangerous if you have no idea what you're doing. A lot of beginners get too excited, start punching trees, and then run around aimlessly until night falls. And that's when it all goes downhill. When I first played Minecraft, I thought I had plenty of time before night. Spoiler alert, I didn't. I ended up digging into a dirt wall with no torches, no tools, and no food, while zombies growled outside. Now I always spend the first 10 minutes collecting wood, crafting basic tools, killing a few animals for food, and gathering enough wool for a bed. Beds are underrated for beginners. You can skip the night entirely, which avoids your first major struggle. Also, don't dig straight down or explore caves immediately. Focus on building a simple shelter, lighting it up with torches, and crafting a bed. Trust me, surviving the first night sets the tone for everything that follows. Once you've survived your first day, let's move on to the most misunderstood resource in the game: food. You can have a full set of diamond armor and still die of hunger if you ignore food. It's the one survival aspect people underestimate all the time. I used to think eating was just to refill the hunger bar. But food is more than that. It's tied directly to your health regeneration and stamina. In 2025, with new food items added and hunger mechanics slightly tweaked, managing food properly is even more important. Early in the game, I used to just eat raw meat or apples I found in trees. But cooking your food doubles its effectiveness and keeps your hunger bar full longer. I also learned to always start a small wheat farm near my base and carry a stack of cooked food when exploring. Don't sleep on golden carrots or baked potatoes either. They're efficient and easy to farm. Having a renewable food source like animals or crops makes your survival much easier long term. Food isn't just survival, it's how you stay alive during fights and exploration. Once you've got food sorted, let's talk about the gear that keeps you alive: armor and weapons. Armor can be the difference between living through a creeper explosion and seeing the "you died" screen. And in 2025, Minecraft has made armor even more important with how enchantments and new gear balance works. When I started, I didn't bother crafting armor until way later. That was a huge mistake. I died from just 3 skeleton arrows while exploring a cave. Now, the moment I get enough iron, my first priority is crafting a full set of iron armor. Leather isn't worth the effort, and gold breaks way too fast. Diamond is ideal, but not necessary early on. I also always craft a shield before a sword. Shields block skeleton arrows, creeper blasts, and even protect during PvP. And with 2025 updates, shields now have a slight durability buff, making them even more reliable. As for weapons, I stick to a sword or axe depending on what I have, and upgrade them as soon as possible with enchantments like sharpness or unbreaking. If you don't gear up, even basic mobs can end your run. Once you're armored up and armed, you're ready to face the night. But there's something even more important to plan: where you live. Your base isn't just a place to sleep, it's your safe zone, your storage hub, and your survival center. A bad base location can mess up your whole progress. I learned this the hard way when I built my first house on top of a mountain. It looked cool, but it was far from animals, water, and any useful resources. Every time I needed wood or food, I had to climb down and back up, which wasted time and energy. Now, I always build my base near water and flatland, preferably close to a village. That way, I get access to early trades and farming opportunities. I also light up the entire area with torches to prevent mob spawns. I set up organized storage, crafting stations, and farming plots in the first few days. A pro tip for 2025, using copper or bamboo blocks can help add style and function to your base early on, since they're easier to collect with the latest biome updates. Don't just dig into a dirt wall and call it a day. Plan your base well and you'll save time, avoid mobs, and grow faster in the long run. Speaking of saving time, let's look at the one thing that changes your entire gameplay experience: mining. Mining isn't just about finding diamonds, it's about knowing where to look, how deep to dig, and how to do it safely. So many beginners go straight down, hoping for luck. I used to do the same, digging long staircases to bedrock with no plan. I'd end up with full inventory of cobblestone, no ores, and no idea how to get back out. In 2025, ore distribution is very specific. Diamonds are now more common between Y59 to 64, while iron and coal spawn more in mountains and upper levels. Instead of digging randomly, I now use branch mining, where you create a main tunnel and smaller side tunnels to cover more area without getting lost. I also bring at least 3 pickaxes, a water bucket for lava, and torches every few blocks to prevent mob spawns. One more tip, listen carefully. Lava and cave sounds can warn you before you break into dangerous spaces. Mining smart saves your tools, your time, and sometimes your life. Now that you're better underground, let's move to another exciting but dangerous part of the game. Exploring caves and structures. Exploring caves, mine shafts, and generated structures is tempting. The loot can be amazing, but it's also where many beginners die early. If you're not careful, one wrong turn can end your game. When I first explored a cave, I rushed in with wooden tools and no plan. Within minutes, I was surrounded by mobs and had no idea how to get out. Now, I always prepare before entering. I bring torches, a bucket of water to deal with lava, a shield, food, and at least stone or iron tools. I mark my path with torches only on the right side of walls. That way, I know to follow the left side to get back. I also craft extra pickaxes and never dig straight down. I once ignored this and fell right into a lava pool. Hard lesson learned. As for structures like villages or ruined portals, I always scout the area first. Villages are great for trading and getting early gear, but hostile mobs sometimes spawn nearby, especially in zombie villages. Don't just loot and leave. Protect the area and consider setting up base there. Cave and structure exploration can be rewarding, but only if you go in prepared. Bring the right gear, stay alert, and always know your way back. Now that you're better prepared for exploring underground and surface structures, let's talk about staying safe, especially from the deadliest mobs. Creepers, skeletons, and endermen. These mobs can ruin your game fast if you don't know how to deal with them. Understanding their behavior gives you a huge advantage. When I was new, I thought I could just swing my sword and win every fight. Big mistake. Skeletons kept killing me from a distance, while creepers exploded right beside me. Over time, I learned their patterns. Creepers silently sneak up, so having good audio and keeping areas lit is key. I always carry a shield now. It completely blocks skeleton arrows and even helps when I'm cornered by zombies. For endermen, I never look directly at them. If I need to fight one, I dig a 2-block high space and stand under it so they can't reach me. Also, using flint and steel against creepers is surprisingly effective. One tip I learned in 2025. Mobs are slightly smarter now with recent AI tweaks, so don't underestimate them. They can pathfind around walls better than before. Fighting mobs is more about smarts than strength. Learn their patterns, stay protected, and keep your surroundings lit and secure. With combat skills sharpened, it's time to talk about one of the most overlooked parts of survival, keeping your inventory and base organized. A messy inventory and chaotic base might seem harmless until you're being chased by mobs and can't find your food or sword. Staying organized saves lives. I used to just throw everything in a chest or carry too much junk. Then, when I needed a water bucket or torch during an emergency, I was fumbling through rows of rotten flesh and random blocks. Now I color code my storage chest and use item frames or signs to label them. In my inventory, I always carry only what's needed: tools, food, blocks, and torches. I keep one hotbar slot free for emergencies and stack similar items together. I also separate my base into zones, one for farming, one for smelting, and one for sleeping, crafting. This organization makes my gameplay smoother and helps during emergencies like surprise raids or creeper explosions. Bonus tip: ender chests are a great way to carry rare items across distances without losing them if you die. Staying organized reduces stress, saves time, and can seriously improve your odds of survival in intense situations. Now for our next tip, it's time to venture into the Nether for advanced resources. The Nether might sound like a death wish to beginners, but trust me, it's one of the most important steps if you want to progress in Minecraft survival. It's terrifying, chaotic, and unforgiving, but also full of resources you simply can't find anywhere else. So don't avoid it, learn to handle it smartly. Before I enter the Nether, I make sure I'm seriously geared up. I'm talking full iron armor at the very least, but preferably enchanted diamond or netherite if possible. I always carry a shield, strong weapons like a bow and sword, and a flint and steel to relight my portal in case it gets deactivated. You'll thank yourself later if a ghast shows up. Food is a must, and I also bring building blocks like cobblestone because they don't burn and help create safe paths. Now, one of the most important things, I always build a safe room around the portal. You never know what's waiting on the other side. It only takes one piglin or blaze to ruin your day if you spawn in the open. Once I'm in, I place torches or blocks to mark my path back, because getting lost in the Nether is a nightmare and has happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. I also recommend writing down your portal coordinates. Trust me, this tiny step has saved me from rage quitting. Blaze rods and nether wart are top priorities. They're essential for potion brewing. And in 2025, with the piglin bastions and even more structure variety, there's serious loot to grab, but also more danger if you're careless. And yeah, you'll probably die here at some point, but preparation turns that from a disaster into just a minor setback. The Nether isn't just some scary optional zone, it's where real survival players go to step up their game. Take it seriously, prep smart, and it'll reward you big time. Now for our final tip, and this one might surprise you. It's not about combat or crafting, it's about mindset. Minecraft isn't a race. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is rushing to the end without learning the basics. Slowing down and experimenting is how you truly enjoy the game. In my early playthroughs, I always pushed to find diamonds, defeat the Ender Dragon, and finish the game. But I missed out on so much, building cool bases, exploring different biomes, learning how redstone works, or even just breeding pets. Once I started experimenting, Minecraft became way more fun. I spent hours designing hidden doors, building sky bridges, or just landscaping with new blocks added in the 2025 updates. Minecraft has evolved, with new mobs, blocks, and mechanics every year, and trying everything at your own pace is the best way to learn. Plus, you'll die less because you're not rushing unprepared into dangerous places. Take your time, experiment, build weird stuff, try redstone, make mistakes. That's how Minecraft is meant to be played. Not rushed. If you follow these 10 beginner tips with patience and curiosity, Minecraft will go from a confusing, blocky world to one of the most rewarding games you've ever played.